Welcome to Vintage Coin Op Restorations and one of our latest projects. As you know, if you've been watching us on Facebook or on YouTube or follow me on Instagram, you'll see that in the last year or two, we've been working on a lot of Rocket Kitty rides. We do love them, and this one is fresh out of Japan. Just arrived today, and we're kind of excited to do a little debut video of this machine. Do a quick walk around. It's a little bit on the smaller side compared to most of the rockets, at least the ones that were made here in the U.S., where they could be as wide as 6.5 to 7 feet long. This one I would say is probably about 4 feet, so it doesn't take up a big footprint. But the question you're probably asking, and same as I am, what's the deal with the dog? The Victor and his master's voice, the emblem that you see on the front and back of the machine, is probably one of the most famous trademarks in the recording industry. And it all stems to one thing, an original painting in 1898, where this terrier, they gave the name was Nipper, is listening to a cylinder phonograph playing. And I guess that's where he heard his master's voice. Since then, it's changed hands through all kinds of companies. There's a lot of information of who owns it, who can use it, and I did a little reading on it, but why is this on a space rocket? Well, on a space rocket, the time I can think of would be somewhere maybe in the 50s. We got all the space things going on, and at that time, there was a chain of Japanese music stores, not only in Japan, they were in Australia and other places around the world, but specifically in Japan, there was a chain of music stores. And at that time, that was the name of their store, HMV, and they used this emblem. They were allowed to. They actually owned the rights to it. And it could have been in front of a record store for all we know. So a pretty neat piece. Again, it's, who really knows the history behind it? We were also setting up animals, monkeys, and anything else up there in space. And who knows? We set music up there. So that could be the tie-in that they used, the animals in the rocket. But still, very, very unique and very, very cool. What exactly it says on the front there, I couldn't tell you. If any one of my listeners or followers knows what that says, please contact me. I'd love to know what it means. So here is Nipper inside a glass bubble. And there is no doubt that that is Nipper. And he is surrounded by some stars, and he's suspended, and a little piece of metal in there. Now the rocket itself is made out of fiberglass, basically three colors. Nothing very elaborate. Got some decals, that's a sticker, and you have a steering wheel over here that is completely static. It does nothing besides have the kid grab onto this thing because this little sucker moves. And you have a little doorbell here. I would think that is original, though I don't know what it does. I thought for sure there had to be some sort of audio card or something in this thing, but there isn't. And all that I could find out in here was that might have been a switch, or you press the button and the rocket would stop momentarily because the kid just freaked out. So that's what I'm gonna say it is until we start taking this thing apart and really looking into it. When I got it, it seemed to be all complete. I still think it is. It had some issues because all the belts were off on the inside. So this thing probably hasn't worked in a long time. So a little WD, a little screwdriver, and we pried some belts back onto this thing. And we look inside the coin mech here, which is Very similar to a U.S. coin mech, just by taking a look at it. But it's more narrow and tall, and ours are just a little bit wider. So inside, you see the mechanism, and it's got some info on there, which I can't say that I don't know what it is. But the neat thing about it is look what we have down here. We got a lot of money, and it's all Japanese. I'm not sure if it even has a date on it, but I will look later. But this must have been equivalent to a 10 cents or whatever it might be, but there it is, 10. So obviously you put the money inside there and the ride would start up. So let me get a flashlight really quick to take a peek on the inside of this thing. A very interesting mechanism. It's primitive, but still it is it has a cool concept, what it's trying to do. With this single stem here, it kind of gives you the feeling of, flashlight's not working here. It's really like you are floating. And you'll see what I mean in a second. As soon as I can find a flashlight that works. All right, here we go. Let's take a peek inside this thing. Here you got a fuse, knife switch fuse, and you got a timer of some sort. Yep, you can see a little red dot in the center there, and you probably spin it or so, and it increases or decreases the time of the ride. And we had this up on my little forklift, but this will give you an idea of what's going on inside here. Single stem mechanism, but still there is several pulleys on side there. And you can see the belts. How a belt came off on here, I'm not even sure, but it was. So we pried it back on, and it did give us some life. So, but you can see there is no place, there's no audio box of any sort that was on this machine. And we're going to take a little peek below it to see. You know, maybe I missed something, but as you can tell, it's all made out of fiberglass. It's in really good condition for, it probably was just put away somewhere for a long time. I'm a little disappointed that there's no lights whatsoever on this ride. There's nothing on here that blinks. There's nothing on, there's no flashers, no really anything. So it's extremely primitive. I could see with all kinds of cool, you know, lights lighting up the back here. Here's the emblem. And we have probably the manufacturer right there. I'm sure that's what that is. You got these little wings. These are made out of metal, and we are missing one. One of them just pretty much, you can see, just broke off of there. Must have caught something, and needless to say, it's not with the rocket anymore. So we'll probably have to have one of those made. The seat itself, all that red paint is very brittle. You can just see it, just crumbling off. And that was just by touching it. The rest of the fuselage, I think it's been touched up. It's been painted a couple times. You can see that it's not like it's perfectly smooth by any means. Nipper is inside this dome, and it's been siliconed and all kinds of glue. Looks like it's he's been in there for some time, because if that was able to come out, little Nipper here would not even be still inside this this rocket. He would have been gone a long time ago. There's a front emblem. So like I said, it's kind of on a small side, but a really interesting mechanism. So here, let's coin it up. There we go. So right now it's kind of loud and it kind of bounces around. But when you put weight inside here, and it's kind of, like a kid would be balanced inside here, this thing is really moving around. There we go, there. So it feels like you're like balancing inside here. Really cool concept. But it's really noisy, and it's a hard ride because as you go forward, it just wants to jerk back. Boom. So maybe there's some rubbers on the bottom of this thing that might soften this ride. Right now, I think let's say a three-year-old will get in here and be like, I gotta get out of this thing because it's it's not that smooth. Probably scared a crap out of a little kid. But there you have it. This is the Victor Rocket. He hears his master's voice. If you have one of these, or you know anything about this machine, please give us a call, send me an email. I would love to learn a little bit more about this. Again, we are in Chicago, Illinois. You can reach us at 630-624-7466. Love to hear from you. And like I said, if you know anything about this machine or seen something similar, just give us a ring. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you can see other new machines coming to the warehouse. Thanks for watching.